The Great Ledge Escape.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Turtle Hermit School, a series designed to explore Smash theory and help you all improve. Now, a little while ago on my Twitter, I asked you guys what is your biggest struggle in playing Smash Bros, and a lot of you answered getting up from the ledge or being stuck in the corner. So in today's video, we are going to examine the correct way to get up from the ledge every single time without fail. Let's get into it. We're going to start this video like many others and examine the most simple answer before we dive deeper into this topic. The number one reason you're getting reset at the ledge is because you're repeating the same option. And if this doesn't sound like you, I encourage you to go look at a VOD or a replay of yourself playing and count how many times you pick each option. Write down all of the ledge options: jump, get up attack, neutral get up, roll, ledge stall, and drop, double jump, and attack. Write a tally mark for each time you get up from the ledge and pick each option. If you find that you're repeating options at the ledge, then you need to diversify what options you're picking. The second reason that players are getting reset at the ledge is that you are immediately picking an option as soon as you grab the ledge. Now, most characters have a setup that will cover at least 2 options at the ledge once they set their opponent to the ledge. Think of something like a Palutena neutral air. A Palutena has hit you to the ledge. They then immediately throw out a neutral air to cover your neutral getup and your jump, because neutral air will stay out for a long time. If you immediately jump or neutral getup, you will run straight into the neutral air and get knocked right back off stage. If you immediately pick roll, the neutral air will be done before your roll is finished, and the Palutena only needs to react and dash attack you or grab you. By immediately picking an option at the ledge, you are playing directly into your opponent's hands. Your opponent isn't throwing out attacks for no reason. These setups are designed to cover multiple options and then put your opponent into a position where they can cover all other options. Now, you might be asking yourself, if my opponent can cover every option that I do, and sometimes it does feel like this, you do feel smothered, and it feels like they know exactly what you're going to do. If my opponent can cover every option that I do from ledge, how am I supposed to pick an option to escape the pressure? It seems that the only option I have is to make a guess and hope that my opponent messes up. Well, I'm here to tell you that you don't have to guess, and all you need is information. And this is all the information you need. These are the 4 required components to make the best decision on how to get up from the ledge. And it goes as follows: matchup information, awareness, timing, and pattern recognition. Now, we'll get into these 4 components in just a moment, but I want to address something that I often hear from players. When players hear something like, don't immediately pick an option from the ledge, they'll often respond with, well, it works for me, and when I watch top players do it, it works for them. Now, there's a couple reasons why this is. First of all, you have to understand that even if something works, it doesn't mean that it's a good option. If I stand in the center of the stage and start charging forward smash, and my 2-year-old brother walks into it, that doesn't mean it was a good option. That just means my opponent wasn't skilled enough to avoid it. So if you're doing something that works in friendlies, that doesn't necessarily mean it's the best or correct option in that situation. It just means that your opponent was dumb enough to get hit by it. Now let's talk about top players. The reasoning for a top player immediately picking an option from the ledge is very, very different from your reasoning. A top player might immediately pick an option from the ledge either because they have prior knowledge of their opponent and understand what their opponent is most likely to do, or they have information on the matchup and understand the most powerful setup for that character and what that character is most likely to do. So they are immediately picking the option to combat either their prior knowledge or their knowledge of the matchup to best their opponent. You cannot look at a top player's play and take it at face value. Top players make decisions based on the matchup and the player. and they may not make the same decision even in the same matchup against a different player. So you can't just watch a top player play, assume that they're picking the best option at all times, and then mirror that in your own gameplay. You have to understand the reasoning behind it. You can't just say, oh, MKLeo do the get up attack, I do the get up attack. If you're going to study the VODs of top players, you have to first understand the reasoning behind the decisions that they're making. I also want to address another common sentiment I feel from players. I know from personal experience and from players that I talk to that when you're at the ledge, it can most of the time feel helpless. It feels as if you have no option to get up from the ledge and your opponent knows exactly what you're going to do. This most often happens when you're playing against an opponent that is more skilled than you and you think, damn, they just know everything I'm gonna do. I guess I just have to roll the dice on my ledge option. And you really don't have to do this. We're going to get into the 4 components that you need, but first you need to understand that your opponent is not perfect. I don't care how highly they're ranked, your opponent will not pick the correct option to cover you at the ledge every single time. And neither can their character. Understand that their character is limited in the ways that they can pressure the ledge. Some characters have better ledge trap options than others, but no character in Ultimate can cover every ledge option at the same time. If they could, that character would be the best in the game and you would see top level play of just who gets to the ledge first and then infinitely resetting them to the ledge. No character in Ultimate can cover every option, so when your opponent puts out a setup, they are committing to that setup and covering those specific options. There's always an escape route. It's just that some escape routes might have a tighter window. You also have to understand that your opponent is a human, not a task robot. Your opponent won't always pick the correct option to cover you at the ledge. They're a human, humans make mistakes. So if you can mislead your opponent in any way and make them choose an incorrect option, then you can escape from the ledge. It's not hopeless. There's always a way to escape from the ledge no matter who you're playing against. Even if they're the best player in the world, they won't every time pick the correct option. So now let's go back to our 4 components. Matchup information, awareness, timing, and pattern recognition. Let's talk about matchup information first. Let's start by taking one specific matchup as an example, Palutena. Palutena has a very strong ledge trap. Like any matchup in Ultimate or in any competitive game in general, you have to look at the matchup from your opponent's point of view. What are their best options and what are the options that they are most likely to choose? For Palutena in this specific stage of the game, that being ledge trap, her best options are either short hop back air or down tilt. Down tilt will catch a 2-frame or catch a ledge stall. Back air will cover neutral get up, jump, get up attack, and it can cover roll if your opponent rolls past it. So knowing this about the matchup, when you get hit to the ledge by a Palutena, you don't have to worry about what move they're gonna use. You already know their best options, so you can start to anticipate them. They're not going to down smash you, they're not going to up smash you, they're not going to run to the other side of the stage. You know their best options, so you can keep that in mind while you're playing and anticipate them. Now comes awareness. And specifically, we're talking about positional awareness. Paying attention to your opponent's positioning can give away what attack they're about to throw. Now, let's say, for example, Palutena hits you to the ledge. Where is she going? Ask yourself this question. Pay very close attention to where your opponent is, which way they're facing, and where they're trying to go. Where they're trying to go is going to give away what option they're going to use. So the Palutena hits you to the ledge. Where's she going? She's walking up or dashing up to the ledge. Knowing that down tilt is a strong option, if a Palutena is running or walking towards a ledge facing you, it's very, very likely that she's going to use down tilt. So knowing the matchup and knowing your opponent's positioning, you can make a decision, this Palutena is going to try to down tilt me. And then, based off that information, you can make the correct decision and you can either get up attack the down tilt, neutral get up through the down tilt, drop off the ledge if your vulnerability is gone, and then hit the Palutena after the down tilt. There are many options to beat this. Now let's rewind. Palutena hit you to the ledge. Where is she going? She dashes up to the ledge and turns her back. Knowing that Palutena has a very strong back air that's invincible, we can make the assumption that she is going to set up for a short hop back air. Knowing this, we can once again pick the correct option from the ledge, whether that be neutral get up at the correct timing, drop down and double jump attack the Palutena when she's rising, or roll through the attack at the correct timing. Now, you may have noticed when I was explaining the correct options to beat down tilt or back air, I talked about timing. You have to have the correct timing to beat these options. If you just neutral get up randomly, you could be hit by the back air, or you could do it too late and get turnaround grabbed, or something else will happen to you. Similarly, if you go to get up attack the down tilt, if you do it too late, the Palutena will be able to shield and then grab you out of your get up attack. All of these options require correct timing, so if you have information on the matchup, then you can better time your escape option. Now let's head back to the matchup. For Palutena to cover the ledge effectively with her back air, she has to do a short hop and then do the back air very closely to the ground as to cover a neutral get up or a jump from ledge. If Palutena were to do a full hop and then immediately back air, that would only cover jump and not neutral get up. So if a Palutena is going to use back air, understand that they are very likely to do it at the same timing, very low to the ground. Knowing this, if you're going to drop double jump attack, you have to time it not for when she's on the descent, because that's when her hitbox will be active. You have to time it for when Palutena is rising up, because the hitbox won't even be started yet. Similar with down tilt. If you try to react to the down tilt and do your get up attack just as it starts, the Palutena may be able to shield depending on how fast your get up attack is. If you anticipate the down tilt and then do it before she even starts the move, then you may be able to hit her right out of the move. If you drop off and then double jump attack, you'll have to time it from when the down tilt is over so you don't jump back into the hitbox. All of these options that you pick require correct timing. Even the roll. If you roll past the Palutena too late, then the down tilt will be over and they'll be able to grab you. But if you anticipate the down tilt and roll through early, then you'll be able to escape or maybe even punish the Palutena after their down tilt. So we've gone over the three main components. Matchup knowledge, knowing the best move that your opponent is going to try to do to keep you at the ledge. Positional awareness, watching your opponent closely to see what option that they are definitely going to pick. Timing, using your matchup knowledge to perfectly time your ledge option to get through the hitbox or punish them when they're lagging. Now we move on to pattern recognition, and this is the most complicated part. So now that we know what their character is most likely to do, and the most likely timing that they're going to use those moves, now we get into bait territory. So this is where we get into the mind games. So this is really going to come down to how good you are at predicting what your opponent is thinking, what their next tactic is going to be. You don't have information like positioning to know exactly what they're going to do. You have to guess based off of what they did last time. So let's go back to a situation that we brought up earlier, the Palutena down tilt. If you're paying attention to your opponent's positioning, you'll understand that Palutena is walking up towards the ledge in order to down tilt you. So, the first time this happens, the Palutena walks up and you get up attack to hit them out of their down tilt. Awesome. So now the Palutena has hit you to the ledge again. And once again, they're walking up to the ledge. So now it comes down to your decision making, your knowledge of baits. Is the Palutena going to repeat the same option, or are they just pretending to try to get you to do a very punishable option like get up attack? It really comes down to you. So in this situation, the Palutena walks up to the ledge and then they shield. So because they were walking, you thought once again that they were going to do a down tilt so you get up attack. But in reality, they shielded in anticipation for your get up attack. This is really the basic nature of adaptation in competitive games. Using knowledge of what happened before to make a decision the next time the situation arises. The Palutena remembered that you picked get up attack, so then they used their movement to trick you into doing the same option. And now you're being punished. So you have to understand what's most likely for their character, what the best timing for what they're going to do is, And after you get through it the first time, you have to try to think about whether or not they're trying to mislead you. So if the Palutena were to walk up and then shield, you would have to recognize the shield and then pick the correct option afterwards. Like jump over the shield, or drop, double jump, and hit their shield with a safe attack that they can't punish. Like I said, it gets very tricky. There's a lot of things that could happen, so it really comes down to whether you can remember what happened last time and make a prediction based off of that. This is pattern recognition. What happened last time? Are they likely to repeat it? Let's look at another example. You're playing against Wolf. Wolf has hit you to the ledge, and he's just spamming back air. Fucking spamming it! So you say to yourself, well, I know that back air is a very, very good ledge option for Wolf. I also see him back airing repeatedly, so I'm going to jump up and attack him out of his back air. He's doing it at the same timing, I should be safe. Then, as soon as you jump up from the ledge, the Wolf dashes back and then hits you with an F smash because you misspaced your attack thinking that he would still be jumping. So not only do you have to understand the matchup, that back air is a good option for Wolf, and the timing, you also have to understand common bait scenarios for that character. So what are some ways that they're going to try to mislead you into doing something foolish? Are they going to spam back air to make you think it's okay to challenge it? Are they going to walk up to the ledge, making you think they're down tilting when they're really going to shield? Understand and recognize these things when they happen, and remember how your opponent misled you and watch for it in the future. If someone's spamming back air at the ledge, it's not likely that they're going to keep doing it. It's more likely that they're trying to mislead you into doing something that they can punish. Alright, so we've hit all our key components. You know the matchup and how they're going to try to cover you at the ledge. You're also paying attention to your opponent and seeing how they're trying to set up into their ledge trap. You also understand the timing and when they're going to try to attack the ledge so you can get through at the correct time. And now you understand ways that they're going to try to mislead you and bait you into doing something. So now we have the components down. I want to talk about some cool tricks that you can use to better get up from the ledge. One trick that is not commonly used is actually giving up your ledge invincibility. And this is very dangerous because if you give up your ledge invincibility, your opponent can kill you. You can die. But sometimes it will work. If you jump from the ledge and then re-grab the ledge, your opponent should know that you have no invincibility when you re-grab the ledge. Knowing this, your opponent is going to try to hit you immediately. So, I've done things like jump from the ledge, re-grab it, my opponent sees that I've re-grabbed the ledge, and they go to punish me. Then I can immediately get up attack or roll through their attempted punish. This is a very, very risky option, so just use it as a mix-up when you really have no other option left. I commonly use this when my opponent is just standing at roll distance and not moving at all. You really need a movement cue from your opponent to try to figure out what they're going to do, so if they're not giving you anything, try to entice them to come punish you at the ledge by giving up your invincibility. Once again, this is very dangerous. I don't recommend doing it all of the time. Another trick you can use is that if your opponent is standing at the ledge and they're not moving, understand that you are not forced to pick an option immediately. Your ledge invincibility will last for about 2 seconds when you're under 100%. When you're past that, it'll last for about 1 second, roughly. Just because your ledge invincibility is over doesn't mean you have to pick an option from the ledge. If your opponent is standing at roll distance and not doing anything, you can keep hanging onto the ledge. You simply just have to outweight them. Just because you're hanging onto the ledge doesn't mean you have to get up. You can even wait until you automatically fall off the ledge and then re-grab it. All that you're waiting for is, again, your opponent's positioning. If they're standing at roll distance, they can't punish anything immediately, but you know that they're waiting for something. So, you have to wait for them to commit to covering an option. You have to wait for them to commit to covering jump, to covering neutral getup, to covering roll. Once you see that they've committed to something, then pick the opposite route to escape their pressure. Sometimes waiting is just godlike, and I recommend a lot of you wait more often so you can get information from your opponent, such as their positioning, to make the best decision to get up from the ledge. And there you have it. Those are all the components that you need to make an informed decision to get up from the ledge, and a couple of tricks that you can use as well. And with that said, let's get to the wrap up. So let's recap today's lesson. Stop repeating options. Even if you may not realize it, It's likely that you're repeating options at the ledge and that's what's getting you punished. If you don't think this is you, take a look at a couple of replays and write down how many times you pick each option and see if there's a pattern. Don't immediately pick an option from the ledge. If you were paying attention during this video, you'll understand that the main thing that you need to get up from the ledge is information about what your opponent is going to do. And if you're picking an option immediately, there's no time for you to get any information about their positioning or what attack that they want to hit you with. So just take a moment, get some information about your opponent, and then pick an option to get up from the ledge. Then there comes the 4 components. Matchup knowledge. If you're struggling in a certain matchup, learn some specifics about their character and learn how they like to ledge trap people, and then anticipate it the next time that you play them. Your awareness. Pay attention to where your opponent is at any given time when you're at the ledge, because the way that they're facing or the direction that they're going, if they're jumping or not, is going to give away what attack they're going to use and which setup they're going to try to hit you with. Timing. Now that you know what setups they like to use and you've identified what setup they will use, then you just have to use correct timing to get up from the ledge. And finally, pattern recognition or understanding baits. So after you successfully escape one ledge trap, the next time your opponent ledge traps you, try to anticipate that they'll do the same thing again, or they might try to trick you into doing something that they can punish. Take a look at your gameplay, review your VODs, and remember these 4 core components and practice them, and you will see improvement on your ability to get up from the ledge. I promise you. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope that it was helpful to you, and I'm working hard to bring more educational Smash Bros. Content to this channel. So, if you have any questions about anything Smash related, or any suggestions for videos that I should do in the future, leave it down in the comment section, and I'll add it to the list. If you didn't know already, I do free VOD review and coaching every Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. I was streaming on my Twitch, but I think I'm going to transition over to YouTube since that's where most of my audience is. So stay tuned on my Twitter to see updates on that. So come by my stream if you have any VODs that you need reviewed, or if you just have any general questions for me about the game or even about myself. And remember to keep fighting! And class dismissed.